Frenzzyy family, good night everyone. Welcome to another Sports Frenzzyy podcast. As you know, and for those who don't know by now, I'm your host, Levon. With me tonight I have Kems, the Englishman, Manchester United man, and tonight we have Sherwin, Salt Factory. This man jump on England wagon for I don't know what reason and just go on consult up the man them. Last match England luckily escaped. Well, I won't say escape, but they eventually got the win. It's like Sherwin just brings some sort of bad luck on the man them team, and it doesn't spell well for you guys, Kims, Josh, and Ryan. When Bones supporting you, boss, this man salt. I remember when Euros just started, this man said France and Germany are favorites. Now France and Germany are back home on the balcony, sitting back and just watching the final.
Yes, sir.
So, boss, to be honest, it's not a good thing when you see Bones jump on the wagon. But
Not a good thing at all.
tonight we'll be delving into the Euros final, Copa America final, NBA finals, and we'll touch on some track and field. And first up, we're going to start with the best event that's currently on show, and I'm talking about the Euros.
Yes,
So
sir.
the final will be on Sunday, and it's between England and Italy. And I heard that one particular person got it correct in terms of predicting who would have made it to the finals. But let's look at these two teams, and we're going to look at them man for man and where will the game go on and who we expect to be the standout. And before we go on for any further, I'm just waiting to see more people join the stream, so can tell them that we'll actually have a giveaway tonight, have a credit. I'll ask a question, and the first person to answer the question will get the credit. But I'm going to reserve that for further down in the show. All right, so Kims, England
Yes,
have
sir.
been playing tournament football.
Yes,
Keep on
sir.
talking about tournament, and this is what we have seen from them. And if you're in the shoes of one Gareth Southgate, how do you
Yes.
stack up against this Italian side come Sunday?
All right. So the way in which against this side, I would actually take a page out of Spain book because believe it or not, even though Spain lost the game, Spain played as we spoke about, they played the best game of the tournament against Italy, right? And one of the things that I thought stood out for Spain was the relentless pressure that they put on Italy in Italy defensive third. Because if I'm not mistaken, I wrote it down the other day. In the first 25 minutes of the
All right, Kims, you're breaking up, boss.
game, Italy gave up the ball 15 times, and that is the relentless pressure of Olmo, Torres, Pedri, all of them, right? So now when you look now, so then our front, then we have Sterling, we have Harry Kane, we have I don't know, weird and freeze right now. Yeah, but especially with Sterling, right? Especially with Sterling. So want them man to continue pressure and put some pressure on Bonucci, some pressure on Killian, right? When we put that pressure there, add the pressure on them, I believe it can reap rewards because Spain did indeed get chances, they just didn't put it away. So if I am Gareth Southgate, I'm telling England, say, hey, they're going to try to pass out from the back, play the ball out from the back. So we have to continue, to put on relentless pressure. And then when we get the ball, then we'll go ahead and make use of the chances. Also, what I would tell my team as Southgate as well, we have to be careful at the counter. Because if you look on the goal that Italy scored against Spain, Spain was pressuring them relentlessly, and then that was it. So I believe if we pay attention to the X's and O's, I don't think there's no way England can lose. Right now, man for man, I think England is better. When we talk about from the from the back line, big skip. We have big skip around there and John Stones, Kyle Walker, Luke Shaw. Me just think say England does better man for man. And if we go out our play with game, I don't think there's no stopping us. Also, another thing that I like from Southgate, I see the guys playing some basketball today. So if you took a look in Spain game, during the penalty shootout, you see how happy Killian he was, but you see how uptight Jordi Alba was. Him no want smile, nervous. So I think Southgate take the approach to say, you know what, maybe let them play some basketball, take their mind off of the game a little bit, make them just relax, no pressure at all. So Sunday we can come and deliver.
Can I give you one conk? First up, from the tournament start, they have been playing basketball because Sancho posted it on his story.
No, exactly. No, but exactly. Oh, give me a one cook. Give me a one cook for that. We take that cook.
Yeah, man. Because if you notice, I follow
Yeah.
them right through. They're always posting things on their socials, and they show them when they're in the pool playing, even water polo and
Yeah,
all
let's see
those.
them play what? Yes,
They
sir.
relax their mind with all those things.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes,
it's a
sir.
good thing. Um, Sherwin, this is what we're going to bring in because two Englishmen and one who says that they're not in support of England, but I think you're in support. But anyways, you're no Roberto Mancini. How do you go about stacking up against England, knowing that they're going to come at you basically like how Spain came at you? Reason why I said that, remember the previous game that England played against Germany with the three at the back and all of that? Come tomorrow, knowing that there's a likely possibility that it might be Emerson who will start at left back, or I'm not sure if you probably just say, all right, here what? Since as Emerson never played well, let me just drop in Rafael Toloi as the left wing back because he's quite adept at playing there. How would you do or go about it, Don Sherwin?
Yeah, honestly, honestly, uh, honestly, if I'm not seeing it tomorrow, I'm not changing anything about the Italian team. If you look at the Spain game, it went exactly how everyone expected it to have gone, and
Sherwin, the
how
connection is
Spain
a
have
little bit
played
nagging.
against every. Uh, you hear me now?
All
You
right, go
hear me?
on. Let me see. Yeah, much better.
No? Yeah. If just tell me if my yeah. So if me and Mancini change anything, to be honest, the Spain game was a game that Spain would have dominated even if they were playing England or France or a bigger team. If you ask me, they just would have dominated. That's how they are. They love being on the ball. They love keeping the ball, but that's all they do. And if you watch the game, Spain probably got um probably one or two clear chances, which you probably said they should have scored. Um, Italy got Italy got a chance, which they scored, Spain the same. So I wouldn't change anything coming against England, who the possession will either probably swing to me, Italy, or swing to England 51-49 or 50-50 or 48-52. You get what I mean? But the key battle on Sunday for me is going to be in the midfield. Zane, how Rice and Phillips can handle Verratti and Ryan Boy from Chelsea. You understand? So that is going to be key. I did not like how Rice and Phillips started the game versus Denmark the other day. I think they were slow, they were losing the ball too much in that first half. They were it's like the occasion got to them in the first half the other day. So if those guys can come in and I don't see any of them losing their space, that would be unfortunate for them. They have played the entire tournament together and I think they have done well, you know. But they need a strong performance in there against the likes of Verratti and Ryan Boy. I'm not if I remember his name.
Georgino.
Um,
Come on, man.
Georgino,
You're
yeah.
better than that, man.
Hey, no,
No,
Bones,
Georgino, remember him, man. You
Bones,
know,
Bones,
so
let me ask you, Bones, let me ask you a quick question, right?
mm,
Wasn't Georgino run out of the midfield by Spain?
he was. No, I wouldn't say run. No, let me disagree with you there. I wouldn't say run. I think what happened was that Busquets outclassed him in the midfield, and we know that Busquets is a far superior midfielder to Jorginho, right?
Mm-hmm.
Busquets just outclassed him, but Jorginho held his own. When Spain had that ball dominating, Jorginho held the midfield together right here.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
And if you look at it, on the spirit, that is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to see more of Spain, less of Jorginho, or more of Busquets. They
Sherwin, you're going again.
expect that.
Sherwin, the connection is
So
totally
if you
bad. Sorry
expect
to...
So I took the connection, man. Connection poor.
All right, go ahead now. Let me see if I hear you. Finish up on the point.
yeah, hear me?
Yeah, man, go on.
Yeah, hear me? No, me I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Busquets versus Jorginho. Of course, Busquets are gonna look better than Jorginho because Busquets had the ball probably 78% of the time in the game. You understand? So I wouldn't say that Jorginho didn't have a good game. He held his own, kept the Italian midfield together, and not fly a lot of stuff that Spain was trying at the time. So for me,
Okay.
it's Italy versus England going to come down to the battle of the midfield. Who can really get their midfield clicking from minute one, and anybody can do that will win the game. Who have the edge? I think, and I think both team have an edge, but home advantage to England. Um, I have to give England the edge by probably 5% going into the game. Sunday,
Sherwin,
because
please choose. I think the English fans would love you actually choose Italy.
no, hey, me give them the edge. Me never say them I go win. I give them the edge, right?
So technically, Sharon, if you're giving them the edge, does that mean that you expect them to win? Come on, man, grab a hold of yourself.
I'm giving them a 5% edge, right? So it's a tricky situation because the only reason me I give England the edge is because they're at Wembley and they don't lose there, and Italy is still high on confidence because they got what 31 or 33 games unbeaten, and if they win on Sunday, that will be 34 and one behind the record of 35. So they have something playing for on Sunday, and I'm sure that, a matter of fact, I think that this game will probably go down to a Man City QPR back in 2012 or something like that. When City won it on the last minute. Don't be surprised that happened on Sunday.
All right, Ryan, you heard the whole charade by Sherwin, and I don't know what he's talking about because Sherwin is somewhat of a confused fellow. Said that he's giving England the edge, yet he's still saying that he's not saying that England will win. No, yeah, from the tournament started, we normally knock Southgate a lot, but he has taken England to the finals, right? So let's look at it from this standpoint. The more the tournament has gone on, we have started to take keen notice of how he's set up against teams. And sometimes we look at it and say, well, you know that there's sometimes method to his madness. Because it might not be the team that we would love to see. We as football fans, knowing that, yeah, you have more attacking players there that you can play attacking football and all that. But guess what? He has done what Kim spoke about it about Brazil, said that they're playing tournament football, and this is what England has done throughout this tournament. Southgate has put the team and organized them to play tournament football, and so far it has played off for him. It has paid off in a sense that yeah, it has gotten them to the final. Now, once you get to the final, you know that it's any number can play. So with all that being said, you're now the coach of England, Ryan. What you're going to do in this game?
There is nothing to change. You're in the final. What brought you to the final, you continue to do that. You don't change something just because you don't try to fix something that is not broken. You don't try to be a UEFA or a FIFA which try to change things we don't need to change. So you just continue with what has been working. We bashed the double pivot. The double pivot has been working. We bash some of the decisions that Southgate has made in terms of not utilizing the attacking players how we want him to do it. But what he has done seems to has worked. So you continue along those lines as best as possible, unless something is going on within the game that you may need to make a change. But outside of that, you don't try to be clever going into a final for no obvious reason. It's not like you have an injury or something like that where you can say, okay, I need to drop in this player or whatever. You basically continue with what you have done, but you also try to match up to your opponents. And when I say match up to your opponents, I'm speaking of, we know Italy's backline has gotten weak as the tournament has progressed. When I say weak, I'm talking about they lost their two best fullbacks on both sides. So that's an avenue that England has to target, especially, and then you also have to target their centre backs who are slow, and Spain showed them up that if you go at them, you will get chances. And England has, during the tournament, as the tournament has progressed, England has proved to be one of the fittest teams in the tournament. You realize in the Denmark game, Sterling, Walker, and those guys were running like the game just began after 2 hours.
Yeah.
So they have been doing something in terms of their fitness, and they're a very young team as well. So they can run relentlessly. They can press. I don't see England pressing as relentless as I would have liked them to have done during the tournament. England is a counter-pressing team. We haven't done much counter-pressing. Maybe Southgate wanted to conserve an energy or something, I don't know, which is why he hasn't counter-pressed as much. But, this is a one-off game, so you can do a lot of pressing. A lot more pressing come Sunday. And once you go at Italy, because we saw where Austria took the game to them and they got flustered, and we saw where Spain took the game to them, and you can see it's just that Spain couldn't finish the chances. So if you go at them, you will get opportunities. They will give you chances. But by saying that, you also have to be mindful of the fact that these guys can hit you on the break as well. I realize that Southgate has a tendency where if England is going attacking, Rice is normally the man who stays back to screen the defense, the back line. So we normally have, and Rice is very good at going back and across. He has the physicality and the speed to match up. So I realized that with him. So yeah, I'm by saying that England has a very good chance once he does not make any unnecessary changes and stick to what has been working.
All right, to address Demo comment, Demo, from the very first game of this tournament, well, as a matter of fact, before this tournament even started, myself and quite a few of the analysts said that if Italy comes up against pacey attacks, they will create opportunities and they'll wreak havoc against this slow defense. So don't go and try to take the ratings to that. Go one side with that, man. Both Spain show. But let's look at it from a more serious perspective now. No, we already discussed the side that we said that. Well, both of you said that England will win. Now, how can the Italians hurt you guys? Knowing that, well, right, you kind of said it. You said the counter and all of that. But if there's a worry for you guys as English fans,
the wide forwards and the midfield.
All right, so Kems, you said in the previous game with the Denmark that you expected you guys to concede, and you guys did concede. Now, playing against a better team, how do you see this one going? And in terms of, is there anything that you would alter, or you just stick to it and just tell the guy to be more disciplined?
So in terms of, we'll have to talk to Pickford, because even though Pickford has been doing well, sometimes I think him head just chip a little bit and him just do some little foolishness more while. I mean, I wonder, like I say, like, what is he thinking? Him and Kyle Walker, two of them. Like, sometimes they will just switch off, and then, and with a team like Italy that, if you look how Italy play, Italy now really look for come out and beat you. Like, them now come out with the kill. Italy does look for little spaces. When you make a mistake, then them capitalize on that. So any little thing where some of that, you know, give Pickford a little talk, give Kyle Walker a little talk, reinforce that, you know, we're playing a final and, you know, we have to, but for me to do, I wouldn't start Saka. That doesn't mean. Like, me just feel said this is a Grealish kind of game. Like, I feel like this is a Grealish kind of game. And as an England supporter, like, I want England start up on the front foot. As I say, the same way how Spain start out, I want we pin back Italy from. And I just believe that Grealish should have be that person who can, cause you know, every game Grealish come on and change the game. But I just want it from the start because I believe if the longer the game go on, the more it's switching to Italy's favor. So if it start go 85, 86 minutes and it's nil all, advantage Italy. Extra time advantage Italy. Penalty advantage Italy. That's just what.
Stick up in though, Kims. Ryan
Yes, sir.
disagreed what you just said though, because Ryan said that the longer it go on, it better to be for England because you guys have more stamina and more left in the tank than these Italians because number one, the backline is very old. And as was proven with Spain, the longer the game went on, the more Spain were into it.
Yes.
All right. So the thing is, so you have a thing in a left one. You have a thing where both things can be true. You see me? Both things can be true because Orion say he's not wrong. But where I'm coming from is the point to say Italy is a team that has been here before, right? So like them understand say, okay, well, if we can just lock shop and just bring it to penalties, mentally we have an advantage over England. That is the standpoint to me I come from. So if Ryan say, okay, in terms of fitness, in terms of relentless attacking, yeah, advantage England. But me I talk from more like a mental standpoint. I think Italy would have the advantage, just so.
So first up, hold on, Sherwin. Here's Leon saying that can be advantage Italy. England fitter team, England better bench. Fact.
That's true.
No, but the thing is, Levon, like, as much as football is a physical thing, I think we underestimate the mental aspect of it. Like, I think we underestimate the mental aspect of it and the mental fortitude that Italy versus the mental fortitude of England. Like, when you look for England, as much as I'm excited and thing, we just think, say, mentally, Italy just there more than we. That's why I say more from start. Either we get an early goal, get a first half goal, so the guys them can settle and feel good. But the further the game go, the tighter we get, man. The tighter we get.
You know, for me though, Levan, me still, alright, me text the fact that me rate Saka out of this and talk on analytical point of view now. Zane, me still can't understand why persons still say don't start Saka. The reason why Saka getting the edge over the other guys in the team, you know, is because of his work rate defensively, you know. Zane, and how he balances the team defensively when England don't have the ball. You understand? So he doesn't get that from the other guys who can be in that who can play in that position. All right, this is a problem that I have with Grealish starting Sunday. If Grealish starts, then what is he going to do? Force Sterling over to the right? Thames.
Oh, you're asking me a question?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just general talk. Yes.
And there some may have a problem again because I believe that if Sterling over to the right hand side, the team are got half balance. The team not got balance enough. You understand? So now what you gonna have? Remember, you know, Sterling don't do much work defensively, you know. Sterling does not do much work defensively. So now what you gonna probably have is England playing with either side being.
No.
I'm just finding that I disagree with that.
Yeah, for me, him not do enough then. Especially against a team like Italy where probably be able to press you. And put you under pressure, yeah.
Hold on the bones. No, I don't know what kind of team like Italy you talk about. I don't understand what the little phrase they mean when you say a team like Italy. I don't understand that. But we could talk about the tournament itself. From game one to now, you are going to say, you know, see Sterling do no defensive work?
Me say I don't think he does enough defensively. There's a difference.
Let me ask you a question, Sherwin. You know that counter pressing, right? And when you press,
Yeah.
that is a form of defending.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
And
course it is. I
Sterling
know
does
that.
that a lot for England. So that's why I tell you, I have to disagree with you on that part. And I've even
The only thing I would agree with, if Sherwin had said Saka does more defensive work than Sterling, I would agree with that. But
Yeah, but I said that.
Sterling, no, you never said that. You said Sterling
No,
don't
you
do much
said
defensive work,
yeah,
which
you
is
say
not
Saka
true.
do more than Grealish. That's what you say.
No, me say Saka do more than the other guys that would have started from for him side, which is
yes, that would have been Grealish and
which is
Sancho.
We should be Sancho them.
In terms
which is Sancho.
Not Sterling.
No,
we're
but me
talking
I say
about
if he
Sterling.
start no, but how Sterling drop into it is if Grealish start him, he would have switched Sancho to the Sterling to the right.
Sure, I know say not necessarily though. Because alright, remember that based on how Kane plays for this team, Kane tend to drop very deep, right? So you could basically have Sterling playing ahead of ahead of Kane, I mean. So it could be something that you alternate, but as Ryan said, when I reach this far in a competition, now is not the time to take gambles. Now is the time to stick to what has gotten you there. So in that sense,
Which is what me agree with too.
Well, all right.
Go on, okay. No, because look at it, you know, Kem. Look at it, you know, Kem.
I can see where Kim's coming from when he says Grealish now. Because all right, remember that this is a game of fine margins, right? And there's a possibility that Italy will have sheer amount of the possession. So you want a man that can create something quickly, and Grealish is way more creative than Saka. So in that sense, right, you don't want a man like that can just simply create a chance out of nothing, boom, you're leading.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Levon, if you look at it, that is one way of looking at it now, but there's also this way of looking at it where you're saying that Italy will have more of the ball, which would mean you need more defensive work from your front men, hence Saka.
Yes.
But that's what I'm getting at, Ryan. I'm saying that from Ken's perspective, I'm looking at that, and from Bonzo now, with Italy now having majority of possession, probably will be attacking England more. So in that sense, now you'll need the presence of Saka, knowing that he has the defensive contribution.
Me get what I'm saying, but you see, Levon, this is a thing, right? This is a thing I'm fear. I don't want England play not to lose. More England play to win the game. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand where I say, okay, yeah, don't change anything what we are do. But sometime in a game of this magnitude, the coach affair of the balls, man, to say, oh.
Yeah. But one question I got ask. Yeah, one question I'm gonna ask on now and the viewers now. In terms of Grealish now. So is it only me, or can we agree that Grealish is probably the best creator England have?
Yeah.
We agree?
Yeah.
All right. So why don't the manager trust him? Because obviously manager don't trust him.
Kems, Sherwin, it's something that we have seen over the years now, boss. When coaches like some particular player, no matter what the next one is doing now.
It's not just the player, no, it's the philosophy that the coach might have, because Southgate clearly wants his attackers to also defend.
Yeah, and as I said, Ryan, Southgate tend to prefer work arses. Remember Lingard, you know, this man was a huge fan of Lingard, and Lingard normally start almost every game for him, man. What does Lingard have for? I'm not saying that Mount don't have his creativity here and there, but what Mount has over Grealish also is that he works a lot harder than Grealish. So you can understand it.
And here's another thing as well that I'm looking at. As I mentioned to you earlier regarding the Italy's backline, you want somebody to go at them with pace. Because let us say Toloi comes in for Emerson. He's not the fastest. He does not attack as much as Emerson either, but so you can run at him. You can run at the spaces in between Chiellini and him, or that is from the Saka perspective, that is. Or if it is Emerson that is going to play, then you you know you're going to get more space to run at in between Chiellini and Emerson. So you need somebody to exploit those with pace. So I think I'll go with Saka for that. Because of that.
Andrew Chelsea, it seems like you never heard when I asked the question, man. I asked the question, how will Italy win the game? I asked that, man. So it seems like you never...
Yeah, man. Yeah, domination of the midfield, man. Domination of the midfield through Jorginho and Verratti. They have to dominate the midfield. Definite must. Have to.
All right. So we're going to go scoreline now, because this is where we're going to move on. Kems, your scoreline for the game.
England 2, Italy 0.
Sherwin.
Bombard. 1-1 full time with a late equalizer by England and Italy to win on penalties. 4-3.
Ryan.
Neither of these teams give up 2 goals in us, so it's going to be hard to score 2 on these teams unless Pickford comes with his Everton form. So it's going to be a difficult task to score 2 goals. And they said Donnarumma has never let in more than a goal since he started keeping for Italy.
Never. That's over 5 years.
Never. Yeah.
So it is going to be difficult to score 2 goals on these teams. Is either it going to be 1-1 and go straight to penalties, or somebody going to win it 1-0? And if it is 1-0, I hope it is England. And if it goes to penalty 1-1, I hope it is England.
Levon, this is my pre. I understand say this man only in 2 goals, but this is my pre. England get the goal, Italy start chase the game. England get another one, 2-0. Send them to the Euro Championship. The dream it, man. The dream it. The dream it.
Hey, the man plan out everything, you know.
But sure, they're acting as if you're in a different. Now you must say go all over talk about your dream that Saka scored.
Yeah, man, my dreams I him score the equalizer, man. You know,
but Ryan, there's a first for everything, you know. Just like it's the first time in over 55 years that you guys have made a final. So I mean, there are a lot of first for things, man. So just
first time.
Is it 55? Is it 55 years? Wasn't 1996 the year when Southgate missed some penalty?
That's a semi-final.
A semi-final.
Well, it was a semi. Oh, semi. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so we're going to move on from the Euros and go down to a less exciting tournament somewhat, but has a lot of interest, a lot of Jamaican interest in it because, as I said, majority of Jamaican fans are Wagganists. They grew up on a Wagganist culture, so they just jump on a winning team. I'm just saying. I'm talking about Brazil against Argentina tomorrow in the Copa America final. Messi chasing an international title, and he has been in the form of his life, while his good friend over on the other side, Neymar, somewhat carrying Brazil on his shoulders, as people have said. I'm going to start with Ryan on this one now. So Ryan, let's ask a point blank. Messi take home the trophy or Neymar?
To be honest with you, when the tournament just began, I was like, oh, this is easily Brazil, but Argentina is playing some decent football now. And as I said, there's a first for everything. And Argentina might win and England might win. So you might have 2 firsts over the weekend. So I would not be surprised if Argentina somehow pulls this one off. And you will realize, oh boy, Neymar start cry already about Brazilians who supported Argentina.
Yeah.
So
let's go a bit deeper into the game.
I would give Brazil the edge because they're at home, but if Argentina does find a way to pull this off, I won't be surprised.
All right, but let's delve into the game a little bit deeper now. On the previous podcast, we were discussing on the Argentina side and said it's probably one of the best midfield in years, to be honest, in terms of balance and even the defense itself, too. It's also one of the better defense we have seen. And especially with Martinez around there. Yeah, people give Romero his ratings and all of that, but for me, Martinez is a better keeper than Romero. But separate and apart, if you look at both teams, right? What Brazil has done, and as I keep on reiterating, Kems has said it multiple times that Brazil has been playing tournament football. It's not the Brazil that a lot of people have become accustomed to with the flashy football and all of that. As Kem said again, it seems that they have adapted something from the European teams where they say that it's not the flashiness that really wins a title. You have to be more tactical and can be able to wear down teams. The 1-0 victories, the 2-1 victories, and all that. And this is what we have seen with this Brazilian team. It's only when they book up on some real garbage side, although majority of teams on CONMEBOL are garbage, but it's only when they really book up on some real garbage side that they probably put a 4 past them, a 5 past them. Otherwise, from that, it has always been a 1-0 victory, a 2-1 victory. And looking at them now, Fred has done quite effective in the midfield, arguably one of the better players, but he has Casemiro covering his ass, so you know that he has the freedom to spray those passes. Neymar has been doing what he should have been doing all along, especially in that World Cup couple years back. With all that being said now, Ryan, and you look at them in depth, you think that this Brazilian side is a side that can win tomorrow and bring this winning momentum to further on in terms of World Cup wise?
They can win tomorrow, yes. Can they bring it into the World Cup wise? Yes, but semifinals at best. Outside of that's why you want me to answer?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
asking me, you're
Go
asking
ahead.
me if they, you're asking, or you want to ask me if they can win tomorrow and go into a World Cup and win a World Cup?
Technically, that's what I asked you.
No, because I don't think this Brazil team can win a World Cup with the World Cup just a year away. So, no, but at the optimum best in a World Cup, maybe a semi-final placing. But can they win tomorrow? Yeah. But it will be a tough task for either. Whoever wins tomorrow, I don't see an easy game.
Okay. At the time of the show, I had announced that we'll have a credit giveaway tonight, and some of you might not have heard. But here's the question: which player has completed the most dribbles in a single game in the Euros so far, and how much dribbles was it?
You can answer that?
No, none at all. Anybody on the panel?
I know.
Anybody on the panel is totally out of it, man. So I'm going to repeat the question again for our viewers. Which player has completed the most dribbles in a single game in the Euros tournament so far, and how much was it? The first person to answer will get the credit. So I'll be watching the comment section to see who will answer, and then I'll put it up on the screen. But let's move. Kems, your views on this game tomorrow?
All right, so I believe these two teams are evenly matched. All right, evenly matched. Right, I can't look and say, well, Argentina easy win, Brazil easy win. Right. So I have two things. I'm gonna say, one or the other let the team win. One, a referee mistake. All right, a referee mistake. You know, one of them 50-50 call there, a 1-0, or it's gonna take. This is the game where greatness is required. Lionel Messi, if you are the greatest, if you are the best, I don't want no excuses. This is where you find a way to get it done. Neymar, if you want to be in the conversation with the Messi and the Ronaldos of the world, this is where you get it done. That is just weird. I just believe it's the superstar talent right now. All along Brazil play tournament football, all along Argentina, they're playing football, playing good football, playing good team football. But in a this where the teams are so evenly matched, I just think it's gonna take the superstar to say, hey, give me this free kick, or hey, let make this dribble. It's gonna take that to win the game.
Well, it seems that the question was too easy, man, because the first one just come up and just answer the question straight up. So Sharon Buddy, congrats, man. Yes, it's indeed Sterling, and it is indeed 10 dribbles, and it was against Denmark in the
You
last game.
couldn't ask a COPA question. The people them now watching COPA. Everybody here watch Euro.
That's how nobody ask him, man, because the people say I bush me about that, man. But Sherwin, your take on the game, because I've seen you laughing about Messi to you and all of that. So your take on them.
I'm not laughing. Is me just I bring facts and then some people are gonna make it look like say I know facts me I bring. I've said it before. Messi's best tournament to date. He's been effective. He is leading his team, and I think he has he has he has he has gathered so much. Listen, all right, let me put it this way. Messi has rubbed off on these and his players so much that each and every one of them is fighting out there for Messi to win the Copa America. We heard it from Martinez, he said himself. Martinez himself said that he would prefer die than not being best tomorrow. You understand? So obviously all of them out there working their socks off.
Sherwin, the connection very poor though, man. Started out and return. Let's point out that Colombia's got the third place in Copa America. They won the game 3-2 with a brace from Luis Diaz. Quadrado was also on the score sheet, and for Peru it was Yoshimar Yotun and Gianluca Lapidula who scored. So guys, is that your final take on the Copa America? No more input?
No more input from the Copa, man. Just get it done. Just provide the greatness and get it done.
I agree, Kems. If you are the best, you are the star player. This is a time to shine.
All right, so
team goes for Kane.
Yeah, hey.
Get that one in. But let's move on now and take a look.
Hey, yeah, go ahead, boss. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, we're now going to move over to basketball, and the Phoenix Suns has taken a 2-0 lead in the best of 7, and boy, it seems like a hard mountain to climb now for the Milwaukee Bucks. Sherwin, have you taken in the NBA Finals?
No, I only followed the game last night. But so far, honestly, it look like Suns is a way superior team than the Bucks right now. To be honest, I was looking at the stats today, and the Suns seems to be playing. They seem to be playing more together. They're looking for contributions coming from a lot more players than if you look at the Bucks team. So it seems to me that they are a far more superior team thus far in it. I mean it's the finals. It can change. We have seen where teams go up 2-0, 3-0 before and teams just rally back and stuff like that. But for me, the Bucks really have to get their act together and somewhat they have to somewhat start not only depending on one player, but start in more players have to be coming up to the plate now in a final like this, start showing their worth and stuff like that if they really want to get back into it, because that's exactly what the Suns doing. They're getting contribution from all over the court, and in a final, in a 7-game final, that's what you want. You want everybody showing up, not just a 1-man or a 2-man, but you need man showing up, getting a few rebounds here and there, and getting some hoops here and there. So for me, the Suns so far seems like a far superior team in the finals thus far.
Kems.
All right. So Sherwin, you have to get a conk, because no team never ever come back from 3-0 ever in life. All right, so you get a small conk for that. All right. So now moving on.
3-1, Sherwin, not 3-0.
So now moving on. Remember, I'm tell you, remember me tell you on Wednesday, Levon, say the Milwaukee Bucks give me more questions than answers, and the Phoenix Suns give me more answers than questions, right? So when you check it out now, right? When you check it out now, with the Phoenix Suns team, each and every player on that team plays a role and play them role well, right? So we know so Chris Paul will be the ball handler. We know Devin Booker will score. We know Miles Bridges will shoot the threes. We know Jay Crowder will play defense. We know DeAndre Ayton is get the rebounds and get the putbacks. We know all of them stuff there. Milwaukee Bucks, again, I tell you about Chris Middleton. He shot 5 for 16, 11 points. Drop business. 16 shots, 11 points, right? And one thing with basketball in a 7-game series, so the first 2 games is at the person house, the next 2 games at the other people them house, right? So the game don't really start until you win a game on the other person's home court. So the Bucks not really in bad shape, but the way how they are playing, they are giving me absolutely zero confidence. But with Chris Middleton, every game 3, he has stepped up. In the game 3 versus Nets, he scored 38 points. Game 3 versus the Hawks, he scored 35 points. So now game 3 versus the Suns, let's see what he will do, right?
30.
But,
33.
33. So, but as I tell people, as I tell people today, I say the Bucks cannot win with Giannis playing like that. Yeah, I'm gonna get him numbers. If the Suns say, okay, Giannis, we'll let you get 50. 50 points can't beat me. You understand? But what Giannis is doing, the other players are getting cold. Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, all of them other players are getting cold. They're not getting a lot of touches because Giannis are getting all of the shots. You understand? So, as I said before, I have the Suns winning 4-1. The Suns
but Kims, do you blame Giannis or do you blame the role players around him? Because it seemed like what best way to put it? So for instance, you have a team and you know that this one is a superstar, and you say, okay, every player I make has to go through the superstar. Why not they take it upon themselves to say, all right, here one. This time we're just going to bypass the superstar. Let's play our natural game. We are known as shooters, especially Middleton. So why not just take the basketball and just shoot from wherever you know that you're good at, and just try to do that instead of just focusing on one man, because as I said, what the Suns can do, say, all right, Giannis, you can score 70 points if you want. You remember I don't remember, was it Nets against Celtics? Was that the series?
Yeah, Nets and Celtics.
All right, you remember that series? What did Nets do? They allowed Tatum to score as much points as he wanted to, because guess what? Nobody else only
the other people.
So they say, all right, Tatum, score you want to score, because we're still going to beat on, because you don't have any supporting cast. So it's basically the same thing with Bucks. So I'm saying, if somebody cares, why not just try and make some plays by yourself instead of just going through Giannis and almost every play?
All right. Honestly, Middleton was doing that, right? But he was missing, right? But Chris Middleton IQ is not really that high, right? So if he must shoot and him not make them, him not go try affect the game in the other ways. He must go continue and shoot, and a miss until the game was out of hand. But there's other ways you can affect the game. You can grab a rebound, assist yourself, go inside the paint, get a little layup. Because sometimes you just want to see the ball go in the basket and you get some confidence. Not him. Him be a tree, continue shooting trees and so. With Giannis now, because Giannis scored 10 points in the first half, 10 points, right? And he scored 32 points in the second half, right? So Giannis was just like, man, these guys are not up to it. Let me try and will them, right? But I just believe as a superstar, look at Chris Paul. Chris Paul getting his guys involved. Look at the GOAT, LeBron James. He gets his players involved. Kevin Durant gets his players involved. So, I just believe Giannis have to do a better job. I think he will. I mean, he's a star. I think he will. I think the Suns win game 3 and the Bucks win game 4, and then the Suns win it at home. But the Suns is just a whole better team, well-oiled machine, better coach, better mindset. As I tell you before, the Milwaukee coach, he just goes there, you guys have fun. Like the Phoenix coach Suns is actually trying to teach these guys, trying to motivate them. Let them know.
Because, all right, I saw particular clippings with the coach.
With Ayton.
He was there. He was saying, Keep on going, man. Keep on going.
Yes.
You have this.
Yeah.
And it's like Aiton was looking down and I said to him, say, look up, man. Focus.
Yeah.
You know that you
Yeah.
can do this. Just go in there and do it.
You now see that. You now see that with box coach at all. Ryan, you can go on if you have nothing to support it.
Ryan, any input on the series?
Well, I haven't been watching much basketball. Normally, I would watch the playoffs, but
All right,
due
so
to
hold on.
well,
Bucks are
due
doing
to
2-0. You think they can come back from it?
I was going to lead into that.
All right.
Given the little I've seen, and well, let me not even talk about that. Let me just answer your question straight. Phoenix is going to win one on the road. And once you win one on the road, then that's it. So Kem's 4-1 right now seems to be on point.
Well, I love a season.
At first, I doubted it initially. I was looking at a 4-2, but the 4-1 seems as if it might be on point.
I love the 4-0 sweep though, but let's move off the court and jump onto the tracks. On Ewan Blake, 9.95. Boy, Kim, seems that the man really go off in the beast mode.
Boy, well, 9.95. Well, that's a good time. That's probably his fastest time all season. Probably his fastest time in a couple of years. You know?
Can get him in the final.
So it can get him in a final, but tell me who were the competitors, because let me tell you something about Ewan Blake, all right? When he's able to be the front runner, trust me, he will put on him shades and he will go on the most way and he will buff up him chest and so, but when he have real competition, is a problem, you know? So when he have real competition, just look, man. Just look when Olympics come and him see Trayvon Bramwell beside him, Andre DeGrasse beside him, just look what go on. You know, but there's a very good time by him. Very good time by him. I wish him all the best. Hopefully him can make the final, but I already see about 10 guys better than him right now, but you know, sometimes you get the luck of the draw in the semi-final and you get a chance to go through, but you know, I don't see him making it to the final at all.
As I was just saying, Kims, look at the field. So you run against Elijah Hall, you're going to ask, who is that? Kyrie King, you're going to ask again, who is that? Chris Rasta, who is that? Jason Rogers, Chris Belcher, Andrew Hudson, Javai Tucker.
Yeah, he might go front running at that and beat up him chest and full of confidence. Probably have on him shades too, because guess what? Him are the fastest one at the field, so now him run like the fastest.
Yeah. And in the 100 hurdles, Danielle Williams just won in 12.62, so she's now the second fastest Jamaican in the event this year so far.
Dang. You think they should give her a spot in the Olympics over one of them?
No.
That's what I hear people.
Skims. You know that I'm one man that is going to stick out and say, if you're earning a spot, you must go. You got the opportunity to do it and you never do it, stay here and watch Olympics. Just like we. Seeing?
Yep.
Something that has caught my eye, and it's a debate that is going on, and including with yourself, Kims, about Shelley Farm and all of that. We have seen her since trials, and she hasn't looked as good as she did at trials. She ran out 100 meters and she finished behind Elaine the other day, and then she ran at 200 earlier on today, and she came third. People are saying that she shut it down in the 200 meter earlier on today, while you have the opinion that she more looks like someone that is going for the win and just end up that them just hit a sudden stop.
All right. So I'm gonna be honest, right? I'm gonna be honest. I don't want nobody take it as disrespect or anything at all, right? But we need to check out the National Stadium track. I believe that 10.63 and that 21.79, with all due respect, even if I did Iliad on it, with all due respect, I think that time is fake. All right? I think that time is fake. I don't think that time is real. All right? Now move on now.
Oregon real.
Huh?
But Oregon real.
I mean, you can debate Oregon if you want, but these are top performers running this time. Remember, Sydney McLaughlin, she be breaking world records every time she touch the track. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, right?
But you know them have to ratify the times, right?
Huh?
You know they have to ratify the times, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
when
at
I'm
the time,
talking about,
so if it is
that's why
fake,
that's
whenever do
no,
the
that's why
ratification, then we find out.
no, that's why I'm say that's why I say we have to check out the track. We have to check out the track general. That's why I'm say check out the track. Cause some with stadium track too fast. That's where I ran my personal best. Remember that. You know,
How
I
much?
can't
11,
get back
12,
there.
12 point what?
Hey, check me out now. Check me out now, Levon. So right now, in that 200 meters, a lot of people saying, "Oh, Shelly, shut it down." Shelly is not a type of person when she got all out. Yeah, see her but she hold her farm either way, right? So you have to know them little thing. So she run against Shanae Miller, strong 400-meter strength. So her aim is to come off of the corner before her and hold her farm straight through. But she come off of the corner. When she come off of the corner, she was not leading by much because Talu was beside her. Shanae Miller coming, right? So at that point in time, she realized, say, shoot, I don't have that much big of a lead as I had before. So she's trying to use her farm and go through. But the real Shelly and Fraser is showing herself. Excellent athlete.
Greatest sprinter of all time.
No, first of all, I wanted to talk about that. And this I'm going to make a proclamation here. Right? If you have ever been banned for whatever it is, whether it be cough medicine, marijuana, oxycodone, once you have been banned from water, you are disqualified from the GOAT conversation. No GOAT conversation. You have disqualified yourself. So Asafa Powell, Johan Blake, Sharon Simpson, Shelly and Fraser Price, Marion Jones, we can go on and on and
Merlin,
on.
Merlin Ate?
Okay. Veronica
No, since
Campbell,
I want to go on, I go on.
Usain Bolt, not at all. He's the GOAT. So Elaine Thompson never got caught. So I'm just letting you know.
Yeah,
Everybody who was
You're trying to create a narrative here for Elaine. We see what you're doing.
no, Levon, am I wrong?
I don't agree with the stance.
Why don't you agree with my stance?
All right, so look at it from this standpoint, right?
Yes.
I have a cold. I take some cold medicine to solve the issue.
Yes.
Why you're going to use that against me now to say that I'm not the greatest? Just a
Well,
general,
guess what?
with a simple thing as a cold, a common cold.
All right. This is what happened, Levon, right? This is what happened. When you take medication, right? When you are going to get tested, them say, okay, tell me the list of everything that you're taking. Right? You write down the list. If you as an athlete now decide that you are the coach, decide that you don't want to put whatever on the list for whatever reason it be, oh, you never know this, or you never know that, or you never remember that, and then that come back in your system, it can be perceived that you were hiding something. You understand? So y'all GOAT, Shelly and Fraser Price,
All right.
did not.
And this is where I'm going to, this is where I'm going to stick you with a pin now, Kems. You're
Right.
creating a conspiracy theory saying that it could be a case that she is hiding something, while also it could be a case that she's not.
Okay,
we have to speak on what is.
So it could have been a case when Merlin got what was Merlin Nanjalone. It could be a case that she was hiding something too. VCB, what was VCB thing again? I think that's him. Diuretic. VCB was diuretic or something like that. Yeah. Exactly what it was. It could be perceived that she was hiding something as well.
Agents. Well, those are masking agents. So, I mean,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It could be perceived that she was hiding something.
I mean, Ryan, you're an intelligent man. It's a masking agent. What does masking agent do?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
I mean,
you know what's straightforward, Ryan.
I mean, it could be perceived as that. But what I'm saying is that why didn't Miss Shelley and Fraser Price and her coach at the time, Stephen Francis, why didn't they put that she was taking oxycodone? Why did we have to find out via a 6-month ban and a test? That's what I'm asking. Why is that?
I'm in no position to answer that
we
question.
Can't answer that
all right, good.
But it seems as if you can answer it.
So yeah, because it seems like you have some information that are not privy to us. So I mean, if you could enlighten our darkness, it would probably open some kind of firms.
This show is being watched by people. I don't want a lawsuit. But what I will say is that Levon, she is disqualified from the GOAT conversation because she has something on her record that other athletes don't have, right?
All right.
So she can.
On your list, she's disqualified. Okay. We can move on now.
I mean, any argument that we're having about it, she'll be disqualified about from the GOAT conversation. Fabulous sprinter.
From your list.
Kems, I'm just going to do a crisscross with and it's discipline. So you know that you're one of LeBron James' biggest disciple. Now, if it is found out that LeBron James took something for whatever reason and is now found out that hey, he took this,
Disqualified from the GOAT conversation. If you take anything
because it don't happen.
Disqualified from the GOAT conversation. Hey, I have a question for ask you, Levon. I see this circulating around. Ryan, you as well, right? They're asking who is the greatest athlete of all time, right? Like the greatest athlete ever, right?
I don't think you can mix discipline when you're answering questions like this.
Yeah, I don't follow along that narrative. I don't think you should combine or compare different disciplines to try to find the greatest of all time. I don't subscribe to that.
Because I don't know what methodology you're going to use to determine that Phelps is better than Bolt or is better than LeBron, is better than this one, is better than Lara, is better than... I don't see how you do that.
Okay, all right, fair. I just want to
where I stand is that I only see greats in their respective discipline. I'm not going to just crumble them all together like some and say, oh, this one here is the greatest of all time, right across sports. No, I'm not going to do that. I think, as Ryan said, there has to be some methodology and all of that to come up with first before I can actually subscribe to all of that. But as for now, I can't necessarily go with that. Point out that Tina Clayton ran 11.17 today, a massive personal best in the NACAC on the 23 games, and that was a brilliant time from her. And Jamaica's mine out. I believe they have gone 10 goals already, and they have done quite well. I saw a little story. I haven't followed up on it much yet, but I saw that hold on a second, let me give you the info. I saw somewhere that it said that some of the Jamaicans were barred from entering for whatever reasons, but let me find it. So in the article it said that several Jamaica's junior athletes started the NACAC beginning on a sour note. It's understood 16 of the 62 member NACAC team have been detained at the airport as they are not in possession of a US or Costa Rican visa. It is understood a waiver agreement was reached with local authorities, but the detained athletes weren't included. So I saw that it was a developing story. I haven't followed up on it much. So that's about it and that, and I'll just keep on tuning in to see what happens from right here going forward. But Ryan, before you leave, quick question for you. Do you think that they're keeping the Gold Cup too late, knowing that some of these players play for teams that their league is going to start very shortly?
It has always been that way.
But I'm saying, do you subscribe to it that they should start this late? And it has been proven that, see, even what's his name, Alphonso Davies has gone and injured. So I mean, can you necessarily blame a player for pulling out of the Gold Cup squad, knowing that the club football season is just around the corner?
But I don't think Alphonso injury has anything to do with the Gold Cup starting late.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. I'm saying there are quite a few teams in the Gold Cup. For instance, Jamaica, they have players that plays for English Premier League clubs and also Championship clubs.
All right, like how Pinnock decided that him not coming.
Yeah, so I'm
going. All right, here's the thing. They can look at adjusting the schedule in terms of maybe put it a week or two earlier. It's something they can look at, but as I said, is the normally it has normally been a July tournament, but given that more CONCACAF players are playing their trades in Europe, they can look at adjusting the schedule.
Yeah, just wanted the answer on that. I know that you have to leave soon, so just wanted your opinion. Thanks for that, man. Before I go,
All right.
I'm just going to give out the schedule. Yeah, man, you can go, man. I'm just going to give out the schedule to you guys for the Gold Cup over this weekend. So first up tomorrow at 9 p.m. we'll see Mexico taking on Trinidad Tobago at 9 p.m. Then on Sunday we'll see El Salvador against Guatemala, Canada against Martinique on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. USA against Haiti at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday also. And then on Monday, Jamaica will go into action against Suriname at 5:30 p.m. Also on Monday, we'll see Costa Rica taking on Guadeloupe. And there has been an alternation to the Jamaica squad where Javanese actually got injured and he has been since replaced by Watford striker Andre Gray. And this is a man that a lot of people said that should have been in the squad from the beginning and it wasn't. So it's good that we actually have a striker of his caliber too as a replacement. So you know that Jamaica squad is slowly ticking up and let's see how this goes. And two things before I move on. Norman Campbell has signed for FC Kukariki in the Slovenian top division, and also Kaim Paris he has signed for FC COPA in the top division of Slovenia as well. So good move for those two Jamaicans, two young forwards, one was formerly of Jamaica College, then went to Arborview, then you know that Kaim Paris was at Dintil, he went to Cavaliers, and now he's at FC COPA. He has signed a 2-year deal, and last season he was the leading goal scorer in the second division for NK Krka in the Slovenian division, and we just hope that he keeps on improving and keeps on climbing the ladder because the more exposure these players get, the better for them, man. We just hope all the best for these players, man, and just hope that they keep on going on forward. With that being said, this is where we're going to call it a night on the show. It was a pleasure being here with you guys. Thanks to all our viewers. We're here from the beginning. We had like 27 at one point, but it was up and down for majority of the show. And thanks to Kims, Ryan, and Sherwin who were here with me. And Sherwin, just link me up when I finish. Then I'll just get the contact details as to what credit and all of that. And thanks to our producer Josh Kyle for producing the show. And till Monday, see you guys just go out and enjoy some Euros, some Copa America, some track and field and basketball. And West Indies are currently playing as well for those who are interested in cricket. So let's go on and support some sports. Until Monday, see you. Take care. Bye.